till the time I'm speaking here now. My town is Ikire, in Iriwori local government area of Osun State, and the area is never known for any flooding. It's not a prone area for flooding. But surprisingly, on Saturday, there was a serious flood in this local government along the Ife-Ibadan Express Road that ravaged the length and breadth of the whole town from Saturday to Monday yesterday. Many property were destroyed, people were displaced, and a lot of vehicles could not move from Ibadan to Ife. People that watched the channel television on Saturday will attest to what I'm talking about, because it was national. So I go to the motion, sir. The Senate to know that the forecast of NIMET predicted that the level of rainfall in 2023 will be greater than that of 2022, and that over 180 local government area in 32 states, including Osun State, fall within the high flood risk. Also note that in the last 20 years, the Ikire, Akpomu, and Gbangan communities have never experienced this kind of erosion that ravaged the communities due to a heavy rainfall between Friday 21st and Saturday 22nd July 2023. Further note that Ibadan-Ife Express Road passes through Ikoyi, Akpomu, Ikire, and Gbangan towns. The tributaries of many streams from these towns enter the Osun River at Asejire Dam, thereby making the area marshy and waterlogged always. The listeners should also be aware that the said Ibadan-Ife Express Road, the construction, has been awarded to Cooper Construction Company since 2019. However, the speed of work on the road is not encouraging at all. Concerned that the heavy flood in these towns has destroyed property worth several millions of naira, many households have been displaced, and motorists along the road were stranded for a whole day. Further concerned that if the spate of this flooding is not immediately checked, when the rainfalls really start in September to November this year, it could lead to unimaginable damages to lives and properties. The road, which is the second busiest road in southwest Nigeria after Lagos-Ibadan Road, may also become impassable. Accordingly, I urge the Senate, that's the prayer, sir, to urge the Federal Ministry of Works to immediately direct the contractor handling the Ibadan-Ife Road to, as a matter of urgency, proceed to the person affected by this flood at Ikire to avoid the further damages and allow free flow of traffic. Also, to urge the Ecology Office and FEMA to equally assist in the channelization of other affected areas in Ikire, Ikoyi, Akpomu, and Gbangan communities. And finally, sir, to further urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to quickly send relief materials to the affected victims in Ikire, Akpomu, Ikoyi, and Gbangan, all in Osun West Central District, at least to cushion the effect of this flooding. I so submit, sir.
Senator Olubi Fadeyi, in his absence. So, yes. Senator Fadeyi. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. Distinguished colleague, I rise to second the motion of this important matter of urgent importance in Nigeria for Osun State in Osun Central, Osun West. I so second. Thank you.
Well, this Senator Fadeyi.
Thank you, Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues. Senator Larry Oyewumi, our leader, I just mentioned a micro problem that road is facing. The road is one of the major, that's about 2 major roads leading to the north. That is Ibadan, Ife, Ilesha to the north. And that's the only road for now. Since the contractor has moved to the site, only 581.5 million naira has been given to the contractor. So there was nothing that money could do. We moved to the Senate Committee on Works last 9th Senate. We were able to be given the advantage of FEMA to patch the roads. Till today, 12 billion has been certified for the roads to be used. Only 5.5 million, 581 million plus was released, giving the outstanding balance of 11.6 billion. We ran to Senate Committee on Works last year because of the importance of that road, particularly that spot in Ikire, which has been flooded, giving us problem, and nobody will pass for at least 1 week. So 11 billion was given to us for that road, so that at least we will feel the signs of relief, both the southwest and the north, in 2022 supplementary budget. Unfortunately, by the time the contractor moved to the site, already now the contractor is on the site, but the 11 billion has been withdrawn from this by this new administration for this for the palliative. So I wonder how everybody will have to pass through that road will not face problem. The flood that is talking about is still a small problem with what is coming. The other time, storm ravaged that town because it's on that major road. And if that road is not repaired, or your road is not passable down to Ilorin, that's the only road to the north. Mr. President, we have to employ the new administration to urgently mobilize and fund that particular project. If the activity, the trading activities, the commercial activities between the north, that is Lagos, the southwest and the north will not be hampered. I so submit, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Thank you, distinguished Senator Falahansi. My distinguished colleagues, I think the motion is very straightforward. So we just go straight to the prayers. Prayer 1, urge the Federal Ministry of Works to immediately direct the contractor handling Ibadan-Ife Road to, as a matter of urgency, proceed to the portion affected by the flood at Ikire to avert further damages and allow free flow of traffic. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 2, urge the Ecology Office and all FEMA to equally assist in the channelization of other affected areas in Ikire, Ikoyi, Apamo, and Bogan communities. Senator Daramodu, we don't allow clapping and we don't allow too much excess laugh. What did the Senate President say that resulted in that laughter? You are laughing at Senator Karimi, not at the Senate President. Noted. Those who are in support of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 3, further urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to quickly send relief materials to the affected victims in Ikire, Apwamo, Ikoyi, and Bogan, all in Osun West Senatorial District of Osun State. Those who are in support of prayer 3 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Let me use this opportunity to thank our distinguished leader for bringing this to the fore of the Nigerian public, and pray that all those agencies so mentioned will immediately rise to the occasion in order to ameliorate the sufferings of the people of that area, reduce the upcoming rainfall devastation, and also help to safeguard the environment and the ecology of the area. Thank you for your motion. Yes. Yes, Senator Solomon Adiola.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very distinguished colleague. I come under Order 10, Chapter 4, page 12 of the Standing Rule of the Senate. Mr. President, Chapter 4 speaks about privileges. Order 10, I read, any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege suddenly arising, and it shall be prepared to move without notice a motion declaring a contempt or a breach of privilege has been committed, or referring the matter to the Committee on Ethics and Privileges. But if the matter is raised in Committee of the Whole, the Senate, Committee of the Whole of the Senate, the chairman shall leave the chair to report progress. Mr. President, the matter arising has to do with one of our colleagues that granted a television interview concerning the Ninth Senate, which I was a member. On this said program, the distinguished senator of the Federal Republic told the whole world that we looted our offices, that chairs, tables, televisions were carted away by the senators. I feel very strongly about this, and I believe my privileges have been breached as one of the distinguished senators that served in the Ninth Senate. Mr. President, very distinguished colleague, this is a very serious matter. Our colleague was speaking to Nigerians. He was addressing Nigerians about this Senate. And knowing fully well that it's not possible for any senator to move a pin out of this National Assembly without the express approval of the management. Mr. President, the procedures are clear. At the end of our tenure, all the assets in our office will be verified by the management. We will sign for it. And if anything is not complied with, or any asset is missing, your severance payment will not be paid. That is the rule. And in the area of budget items, it is expected that at the end of every 4 years, many of the items that we have in the office, that depreciable value will be 0. And it is upon the determination by the management of the Senate that any decision will be taken concerning any item of your office can either be budgeted to you or not. But for our colleagues who came into this Senate and found out that there are 1 or 2 items that are not there, no senator at any point in time have the prerogative of looting his or her own office Why serving? We are respectable people, and we believe we should live above board. That comment, I feel strongly about it. I feel my privilege has been breached, and I need the protection of this Senate and other colleagues of ours who serve in the nice Senate, and to call upon the distinguished senator who made this comment to address the Senate as to why he has to go that route without seeking for further clarification from this Senate. Or else, he should come up, stand up, and apologize publicly to this Senate and to Nigerians for that comment that has been made. Mr. President, distinguished colleague, I so submit.
Well, let me hear from distinguished Senator Alero.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mohammed Adamu Alero is my name. I represent Kebbi Central. Mr. President, I equally read that statement in the social media, and I even thought that it is fake news. So I'm surprised that my colleague is bringing it here, which means that it is true. Mr. President, that statement is misleading. It's very defamatory, and we will not take it as a Senate. I equally serve in the 9th Senate, and I know that the content of that interview is false. And I support what my colleague has said. Whoever it is should publicly apologize. And if he is here, he should stand up and apologize. Otherwise, we will refer this matter to the Ethics and Privileges Committee.
There is a point of order. Distinguished Senator Alero, please be seated so that we can listen to the point of order.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I am Senator Mohammed Ali Ndube, representing Borno South, and by God's grace, the Chief Whip. Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, I stand before you as one of your colleagues to appeal. Yes, such things happen, but then I'm begging.
Please read the order. Yeah, distinguished Senator Ndume, you just said point of order, but you said I'm begging. So please read the order that tells you to beg.
I come under Order 24 and 42 and 51 and 50. No, but let me read all of them, Mr. President. Order 24 says, there shall be a chief whip of the Senate. The chief whip shall maintain order and decorum in the Senate, and then manage the affairs of his parties during meetings, organize the party in a divisional debate, arrange the business and the flow of the Senate, and then Order 42 under personal explanation. By indulgence of the Senate President and leave of the President of the Senate, a senator may make personal explanation, although there should be no question before the Senate. But no controversial matter may be brought forward, nor may debate upon explanation. Distinguished colleagues, all I'm begging is we should go into closed session to discuss this matter. I so move.
Any seconder? Yes. Distinguished Senator Issa Jibril.
Your Excellency, the SP, distinguished colleagues,
in view of the very sensitive nature of this discussion, I second the motion that we should go into a closed session to discuss further.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that we go into a closed session to discuss these issues so that we don't end up washing our dirty linen in the public. Those who are in support of the motion and seconded, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. The nays have it. Yes. Point of order, Senator Kwachiki.
Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, I am Senator Akwashiki Bodia representing Nasarawa North Central District. Mr. President, the mover of the motion, my colleague Senator Adiola, came under Order 10 of the Senate rule that says any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privileges suddenly arise, and he shall be prepared to move. And by the nature and the rule of law and due process of the Senate, because of the importance of the subject matter before us, because it touches our privileges, he has moved, but Aleru stood up. He has not yet seconded the motion. I want to draw his attention to officially second the motion because of the special and importance of this subject matter. Thank you very much. No. No, Adiola move, but Alerus have not signed.
You have not used your, you didn't use your mic. Senator Kwashiki, use your mic so that we understand. Who is seconding the motion? Okay. Whatever motion that Senator Kwashiki moved has been seconded. Those who are in support say aye. Those against say nay. And the nays have it. Now I will, Senator Jaribe.
Yes, I've been given the floor.
Senator Jaribe came under point of order. I think he's also a senator.
Mr. President, thank you for yielding the floor to me. I'm Senator Jaribe Jaribe. I come under a constitutional point of order, which has to do with a case law. And that case law is Audi Alterem Patent. Yes, it's a constitutional, yes, it's a case law. I will show you now.
Senator Jaribe, please, you came under a constitutional order. Can you read the section of the Constitution? If it's not immediately available, you can sit down until you find it. It's on a point of order. It's on a constitutional point of order. No, I said Senator Jaribe is on a constitutional point of order. Go ahead.
Audi Alterem Patent means here the other side. It is a maxim denoting basic fairness and a canon of natural justice. It simply means that a judge should allow both sides to be heard and should listen to the point of view of the case of each side. President, I need your protection. Because of this point of order, I think that Senator Shomole should be yielded the floor to speak. We cannot be glossing over issues. It is Senator Shomole. I read it.
Okay, distinguished Senator Jaribe, your point of order is upheld. Can Senator Shomole approach the chair? Can Senator Shimoda approach the chair? Yes.
Mr. President, order 10 that he read out. Okay, thank you very much. We should do the right thing. Rekede. Zomana. The point of order is coming.
Distinguished colleagues, we have a lot of things on our order paper and we will not waste a lot of time on issues that could be resolved in 1 minute. Distinguished Deputy Senate President, please say something.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my name is Bara Ajibrin, I represent Kano North. Mr. President, please permit me to remind all of us that all items in the office of each senator, every year such item depreciates to the tune of 25%. So at the end of 4 years, the book value becomes 0. So every senator is given an opportunity through formal letter written to each and every one of us. This is a tradition. A tradition every 4 years that's always done. Then you are given the right to either accept or reject the offer to purchase those items. So when you register your acceptance, you can now go away with those items. And you pay. You either pay through cash or through your severance gratuity.
You pay before you take it.
And they will remove that money automatically for your severance gratuity. And such monies are taken directly to the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the federal government. So those items that were removed legally. And it's tradition in every end of every Senate. So it's possible because our colleague is new, Mr. President. Our colleague is new. He doesn't understand this tradition in the Senate. He's new. Even when excuse me. Even a senator the other time made such mistake, but he didn't go to press. He came and asked us. We told him this is a tradition. And he said, oh, that's okay. And he waited and those items were supplied. As we speak, the management of the National Assembly is preparing to supply those items, new items to the offices. So what happened was that our colleague did not know this tradition. And it was a mistake on his part. So I think naturally any human being can make mistake. And I think having known this, I know he's a leader, he's somebody who have chaired the largest party in Africa some time back, former president of NLC, former governor of a very, very strategic state in this country. So I know anybody can make mistake, and I know he will apologize for this mistake. I know he will apologize. Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, distinguished Deputy Senate President, your explanation seems to be like an education to almost all of us, particularly the fact that over 70% of us are new in the current 10th Assembly. But I recall when I was in the 8th Assembly, I don't think I signed that form, but my money was deducted from my surveillance gratuity and sent to the consolidated revenue account of the Federation. So I would like to find out from you, in the event that I took nothing away because I did not take anything, and I did not also sign a form that I was taking something, and yet my money was taken, is there any remedy for people like us? Because, so I would like to meet you privately, since you are almost a landlord in the Senate. You've been in the National Assembly from 1999, and so I would like to meet you to also express my grievances that deduction was not merited, because I did not take anything away from and I know many senators did not take anything away, and except those who agreed to the budget items. That's what you are explaining. There are still a lot of offices that nothing was taken away because they did not sign those forms and they did not purchase those items. So now that it is clear to the public that there was no vandalism, there was no looting, and there is a practice because as a result of depreciation, and it is optional that you either buy those things or you leave them when you are going. Maybe we can give an opportunity now to our colleague, distinguished Senator Oshimole, to say something, and we bring this matter to an end. Distinguished Senator Oshimole.
Thank you very much, Mr. Senate President, and my distinguished colleague senators. Let me state at the outset, I have huge respect for each and every senator, not only in the 10th Assembly, but for anyone who has been a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because I know what it takes to get there. I will not contest election into a house that I have no respect for. In my view, facts are sacred, opinion is free. I did not address the social media. I spoke to a responsible and a respected national television network. And I believe that as senators, we will understand the context in which a statement is made. The question was put to me by the TV host as to what justifies the huge sums of money appropriated for the comfort of the members of the National Assembly.
Distinguished Senator Oshimole, you are talking about huge sums of money appropriated for the comfort of. I don't think we have reached, because of the economy of the country. I have not seen any huge amount appropriated for the comfort of members of the National Assembly. Rather, what I've seen is a percentage amount that will enable them to carry out their oversight functions. I will give you an example. Most of the vehicles that have been used for 4-8 years are depreciated almost to zero value. So if we need to replace those vehicles for oversight functions, you can't even go for oversight without having vehicles. And most of the offices, for those who opted to buy the boarded items, computers, and the television sets and all that, need to be replaced. So those things are not for comfort. They are actually meant to assist distinguished senators and members of the National Assembly to carry out their constitutional responsibilities. This is a very major arm of government, and the only arm of government that signifies democracy all over the world. So there is no way you can come here without the tools for you to carry out their job, not for their comfort. You may wish to rephrase your statement.
Mr. President, I plead that you exercise patience and allow me, small as I may look, allow me to make my mistakes if they are mistakes, but I want to say what is in my heart, not what anybody wants to hear. But
no, but the Senate is guided by rules. If you are... No, I said the Senate is guided by rules. And what your colleagues are giving you the opportunity to do is to say whether the story in the social media is true or not. If it's not true, we move on. Please.
Mr. President, I said that was the allegation against the Senate. I didn't say that is the truth. And that, in my opinion, I was defending the collective integrity of this House. That is what I said. I didn't say that is what we did. So when you tell me that we did, of course I know. I know we did not make such appropriation for our comfort. I know it. And that is why I try to make some explanation. Just give me a few minutes and I will be done.
Yeah, you are protected.
Very much for the protection. Small people need even more protection. Mr. Senate President and my distinguished colleagues, I want to repeat that I have respect, huge respect, for each and every member of this Senate, not only of the 10th Senate, of all those who have been senators since 1999 and even before then, as evidenced by the fact that the journey to this place is not easy. Number two, in my view, what I did, and I'm happy it is recorded, at no time in the course of my reply to the allegation made by the TV host, at no time did I say that senators looted their office. I never said so. And I will challenge with respect to the mover of the motion to show that clip of the channel's television. What I said was this: I said offices were vandalized. And Mr. President, except that people didn't take our informal chat seriously, I've had calls in your office, in the office of the Deputy Senate President, and in other offices where we agonize over the state of our offices. And I said on that television, I said, many senators here have had to use their money to procure basic needs for their office because the ones that were there before were removed. I never imagined even now. I do not believe that a senator will vandalize his own office. Why? So how can anybody accuse me that I accuse senators of vandalizing offices? I have huge respect for every senator. And even if I thought that senators did it, I have the privilege in this House, whether in the open or closed section, to ask those questions as to why senators should be vandalizing their offices. I have never thought so, and I never said so. What I did say is that, contrary to the general impression that even before receiving our salaries, some of us have had to spend personal resources to repaint our offices. And I repainted my office, Mr. Senate President. I bought new carpet for my office. I bought a new television set for my office. I bought, somebody donated a copier for my office, including computer, to be able to function. These are the things I said. And I said many senators have gone through this. And yet, we are being accused of appropriating money for ourselves. And I said, this is not true. How can this honest attempt to explain a reality be perceived as disrespecting the National Assembly? I have personal friends in the National Assembly. Incidentally, Mr. President, I am on record as chairman of APC as defending senators who were elected to the National Assembly, not out of eye service, out of conviction. And I defended them against powerful forces like governors. So how can I disrespect people that I...
The civil senator, the civil senator, there is a point of order. Please, just 1 minute, point of order.
Distinguished colleagues, it's Order 10 that I've been trying to talk about with the Senate President. By the wisdom of the members that drew up this order, Order 10, read out by distinguished Senator Olamilekon, was not complete. It says, and I want to read, any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege suddenly arising, and he shall be prepared to move without notice a motion declaring that a contempt or breach of privilege has been committed, or referring the matter to the Committee on Ethics and Privilege. But if the matter is raised in the Committee of the Whole, the matter shall, the chairman shall leave the chair and report progress. The normal thing to do here, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, is to refer the matter to the Committee on Ethics and Privileges. They will give the two sides opportunity to discuss the matter and come up with it. Instead of us here arguing and trying to wash our dirty linens outside. And that's why I earlier proposed that we go into closed session.
Are you moving a motion that the matter be referred to Committee on Ethics and Privileges?
I'm not saying that, but Mr. President, this matter is not something that when the mover of the motion raised it, I believe he is not raising it because he wants judgment or case to be between him and the person, but to resolve the matter amicably. And I was thinking that the distinguished senator will stand up, and now he said he was quoted out of context and apologized to the committee, and we move on.
Senator Ismail Akau.
Sir, allow me to finish, and if you are not satisfied, then you can proceed. Please.
No, it's on the point of order raised by distinguished Senator Alero. Senator Akau, you have something to add to it?
Mr. President, my dear respected colleague, I'm Suleiman Kaul Sumaila Wayapa, representing Kano South Senatorial District. Mr. President, my dear colleague, I think we are overplugging this issue. The distinguished Senator Adams Ashimole defended his action, and it shows that he do it to defend the National Assembly or the Senate. Mr. President, I think there is no need for him to either apologize or no need for us to refer the matter to the Committee of Ethics and Privilege. It shows that there is he committed an offense. He explained himself. We are all colleagues, and we all understood clearly his mission and his intent to defend the National Assembly. Mr. President, there are so many issues before us. Let us concentrate on those things that will bring peace, harmony, advance the cause of Nigeria, not wasting our time on just mayor say.
Sir, distinguished Senator Kawu, distinguished Senator Ndume, points of order noted. Distinguished Senator Oshimole, you may wish to conclude.
Yeah. Mr. Senate President, sir, my distinguished colleagues, I'm sure with profound respect, having listened to my explanation, you know that if anybody got the impression that I accused the senators, that was certainly not the intention, and that was certainly not what I said. But for those who feel that that's my comment, which was meant to protect our collective image, was offensive, of course I apologize. Because I cannot leave the comfort of my home to go and abuse a house in which I am a member.
Thank you very much. Distinguished Senator Oshimole. Distinguished Senator Oshimole, the operative word there is that those who feel offended that you have apologized, your apology is hereby noted and the matter is concluded. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, Mr. President, I move to step down the first order of the day, which would have been a motion requesting the Senate to consider the request of Mr. President and CNC for the confirmation of the nomination of the following persons for appointment, as all stated on the order paper.
The Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I want to second the motion to step down the first order of the day so that we proceed.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I so second, Mr. President.
The distinguished colleagues, the first order of the day, a motion has been moved to step it down to the next legislative date. Those who are in support of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. So it's that particular first motion is hereby stepped down to the next date. Leader of the Senate. Please.
I'm reporting to the chair.
Oh, you are reporting to the chair. Distinguished colleagues, I must thank distinguished Senator Solomon Ademiloku and also thank distinguished Senator Oshimole for giving the Senate the opportunity to explain some of these issues because the public had no idea. And I think this also puts speed to all the speculations and discussions about 70 billion, because they probably did not know that the 70 billion was not palliative. It wasn't meant for rice for House of Rep members and senators. It wasn't meant for fuel. That what was there was real for replacement of items that had depreciated in value and had actually been boarded, and they needed to be replaced for the functionality of both chambers. And so I think it's also a good thing that this has afforded us that opportunity. Senate Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President, and very distinguished colleagues. The second order of the day is a motion standing in the name of distinguished Senator Akintunde Yunus Abiodun and two others on the need to halt the proposed increase in electricity tariff by the 11 successor electricity distribution companies, DISCOs. Mr. President, you may wish to invite distinguished Senator Akintunde Yunus Abiodun to move the motion. Thank you.
Distinguished Senator Akintunde Abiodun.
Mr. President, sir, distinguished colleague, my name is Senator Yunus Abiodun Akintunde, representing Oyo Central Senatorial District, Oyo State. The co-sponsors of this motion are Senator Asuku Ekpoyon, Cross River South, and Senator Abbas Aminu Iya, Adamawa Central. The Senate observed, I stand to move the motion on the need to halt the proposed increase in electricity tariff by 11 successor electricity distribution companies, referred to as DISCOs. The Senate observes that the 11 successor sustainability of the companies. The Senate also observes that the Commission, in line with its mandate, has requested the general public for comment on the rate review applications by the distribution companies, while advising interested stakeholders to review and take into consideration the excerpt of the rate review application filed with the Commission by the respective licensees. The Senate is aware that as part of the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission rulemaking process and in the review of the powers conferred by the Electricity Act 2023, the Commission is empowered to conduct a rate case hearing on the application price for making a ruling. The Senate is also aware that the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission has, through its official website, published and set 20th July 2023 deadline for comment by stakeholders. Worried that within the last 10 years, billions of naira were spent by senators across Nigeria in the procurement and installation of transformers through various solar intervention projects as a result of requests in senators' various constituencies. Also worried that when these transformers are supplied and installed, it becomes registered properties of the DISCOs, a privately owned enterprise, while sadly same DISCO have consistently refused to energize such transformers on the ground that the affected communities have to pay millions of naira across of bill for electricity never consumed, while keeping the affected consumers in perpetual darkness. The Senate, concerned that the services of the 11 DISCOs is currently bedeviled with total failure occasioned by prolonged blackouts due to lack of provision of relevant infrastructure like transformers, electricity poles, poor distribution network, compounded with unjustifiable estimated billings, lack of supply of prepaid meters, rip-off, and so on. The Senate also concerned that despite repeated previous increase in the multi-year tariff, with assurances of improved service delivery by the DISCOs on commensurate improvement has been, no commensurate improvement has been made by any of the 11 DISCOs in their respective service deliveries to justify the previous increments. The Senate is further concerned that the proposed increase will significantly impact the affordability of electricity for the average Nigerians, further exacerbating the financial burden faced by our household and businesses. That less than 1 week time frame window provided by National Electricity Regulatory Commission for comments from all relevant stakeholders is too small for any meaningful engagement. The Senate is further concerned that high electricity tariff will impede industrial growth, job creation, and overall economic development. This will have adverse effects on the nation's drive towards sustainable development and poverty reduction. The Senate is further concerned that it is essential to address the issue of inadequate power supply, metering, and quality of service provided by the DISCOs. Customers should not bear the brunt of inefficiency in the power sector. The Senate accordingly resolved to 1, call on the federal government of Nigeria to intervene and halt the proposed increase in the electricity tariff by the distribution companies, the DISCOs. 2, urge Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission to decentralize proposed engagement with stakeholders scheduled for Abuja to the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation for effective participation by all. 3, also urge NARC to thoroughly look into the rate review application filed by the DISCO, taking into consideration the interests of citizens, their affordability, and the need for improved service delivery. 4, further urge NERC to explore alternative measures to address the financial challenges faced by the DISCO, such as improving operational efficiency, reducing technical and commercial losses, and enhancing revenue collective mechanism. 5, equally urge DISCOs to henceforth discontinue estimated billing and make available to all electricity consumer prepaid meters at affordable prices. And finally, mandate the Committee on Power, when constituted, to engage with the Federal Ministry of Power, NERC, and other stakeholders to find lasting solutions to the challenges facing the Nigeria electricity sector, including the need for comprehensive sector reforms. I so move.
Senator Bayon.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Good afternoon, distinguished colleagues. My name is Senator Asuko Ekpeyo, representing Cross River South. I rise first to second this motion that was co-sponsored by myself, and if given the opportunity to present a short brief as well. On this note, I second the motion.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President, once again. Distinguished colleagues, it is important to note that the removal of fuel subsidy has adversely affected the general prices of goods and services within the economy, with a very high rate of pass-through inflation. Electricity is one of the primary factors of production. An increase in electricity tariffs, as currently proposed, will increase the problem of the inflation and compound Nigeria's inflation crisis. While the pros and cons of subsidizing consumption can be debated every day, the benefits of subsidizing production is inherent. vast multiplier effects in the local economy. I would like to back the motion, which was co-sponsored by myself and aptly read by Senator Yunus Akintunde, by calling on the federal government to intervene as a matter of urgency to halt this proposed increase in tariffs. Thank you very much.
Senator Abbas.
Mr. President, I am Senator Aminu E. Abbas, Adamawa Central. In support of the motion brought by Senator Yunus, Mr. President, I want this Senate to be aware that the billions of naira spent on infrastructure of electricity in Nigeria is not only by the Senate, but by legislators from the state and the national at all. And at the same time, both executives from all levels spend billions on infrastructure for this discourse. Only for the discourse, for the past 10 years that the electricity companies were sold to them, nothing was increased in terms of electricity generation or power generation in the country, but to be increasing their tariff. Mr. President, we should know that tariffs are being graded into 5. Grade A, B, C, and D, D and E. And the highest one is to be given in areas that are enjoying 20 hours of electricity per day. And this is not even guaranteed, and people are paying for those rates. And the lowest one is 4 hours per day. Mr. President, how on earth an area begin electricity for 4 hours in a day? As we talk now, NERC is currently reviewing this rate. And if the Senate did not call on federal government to halt this, Nigerians' suffering will increase, and everywhere will be problem for Nigerians, and we're here to serve Nigerians. Mr. President, I back and support the removal of this motion for the Senate to call on NERC and the federal government to halt the increase pending the improvement in the economy and the spending power of Nigerians. Thank you.
Senator Jimmy Kuta.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my name is David Esu Jimkuta, representing the good people of Taraba South, the headquarters of Kororofa Kingdom. Mr. President, let me thank the mover of this motion. It's on time. And Mr. President, I don't see any wisdom in this discourse talking of their tariff, because somebody will buy transformer, the community will pay money for installation, and they're even calling us. Like me, I have a request now of 1.7 million, somewhere close to my mother's house. And again, you want us again to be paying the money, you'll be hiking tariff. So what is your work? Is to collect the money. Monkey the work, babu the chop. This is very, very unfair. Mr. President, with this issue of subsidy removal, I think the best thing that can be done for ordinary Nigerians is when we get electricity, maybe 20 hours like my colleague Abbas said, then with the minimum, with the affordable price rate, I think it will be better. Because if Nigerians can have electricity now, they will not feel the impact of the removal of fuel subsidy. I so submit, Mr. President.
Senator Ibilaba Banigo.
Senate President, distinguished colleagues, I rise to support this motion because, according to reports, in January 2021, there was a 50% increase in the tariff of electricity. And in 2022, there was a further increase. And I do believe that if we do not make this motion and allow the federal government supports any further increase in the electricity tariff. It will definitely hurt our small enterprises, small businesses that so many Nigerians are surviving on right now. And at this time, with the petrol subsidy removed, we don't think that Nigerians should be allowed to go into further suffrage. And so, Lord, I stand to submit and to support this motion that we should call on the federal government to halt the discos from ever trying to increase any electricity tariff at this time. I so submit. Thank you, sir.
Any opposition to the motion? Any opposition to the motion? Is there any opposition to the motion? So, Senator Abamoro, you are opposed to the motion?
Colleagues, my name is Abamoro. I represent the good people of the Benue South Senatorial District. Mr. President, I think that the only way your eye can catch me to make a contribution is to say that I'm opposed to the motion. And so, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, Mr. President, with your kind indulgence, I want to make a very few comments on this very important motion. And I want to start by thanking my colleagues for timeously bringing this motion to the attention of the Senate. Because, Mr. President, there is no gainsaying that we all know that many industries, many factories, many companies have relocated from Nigeria to even neighboring Ghana and Benin Republic here on account of our lack of energy. And Mr. President, as my colleagues are saying, I have had the privilege of providing about 4 or 5 transformers to my communities. And like they say, the discos will not install them. But immediately you install with all the payments, they will come and take charge of the transformers. It becomes their property. Mr. President, as I'm speaking to you, you have to go through all levels of rigors, even pay their staff to get these transformers installed. And I think that the epilepsy in the power supply sector of this country has become very legendary. And to compound that matter, you now want to increase tariff. Tariff for what? For the distribution. You remember, Mr. President, that it has been reported recently that there is enough power generated, but not the capacity to distribute it. And here we are, discos applying. After they have given indication of increasing tariff and giving a deadline of July 1st, they are now applying for approval for a review. Approval for something that they have already taken action or decided on. And so, Mr. President, I think it is germane at this point in time for all of us to agree to ask the federal government to intervene immediately in the interest of the people of this country, because I think the discourse have taken us for a ride for too long. Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, distinguished Senator Abamoro, thank you for opposing the motion. So we go to the prayers. Call on the federal government of Nigeria to intervene and halt the proposed increase in electricity tariff by the distribution companies, the DISCOs. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those against, nay. Say nay. Those opposed to it say nay. The ayes have it. Only Abamoro. Prayer 2. Urge Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC) to decentralize proposed engagement with stakeholders scheduled for Abuja to the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation for effective participation by all. Urge Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC) to decentralize proposed engagement with stakeholders scheduled for Abuja. So the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation for effective participation by all. Yet this prayer simply says that since there is a proposed meeting of stakeholders, that we should urge that this be decentralized to the 6 geopolitical zones to enable more stakeholders participate. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those against nay say nay. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Number 3, also urge NEC to thoroughly look into the rate review application filed by the discos, taking into consideration the interests of citizens, affordability, and the need for improved service delivery. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Further urge NEC to explore alternative measures to address the financial challenges faced by the discos, such as improving operational efficiency, reducing technical and commercial losses, and enhancing revenue collection mechanisms. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Equally urge the discos to henceforth discontinue estimated billing and make available to all electricity consumers prepaid meters at affordable prices. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those who are not in support say nay. The ayes have it. And finally, mandate the Committee on Power to engage with the Federal Ministry of Power, the NEC, and other stakeholders to find lasting solutions to the challenges facing the Nigerian electricity sector, including the need for comprehensive sector reforms. Those who are in support of this prayer say aye. Those who are against say nay. The ayes have it. Let me thank my... Yes, additional prayer.
Mr. President, sir, every speaker spoke to the fact that both...
Additional prayer.
The prayer is that where communities or individuals or state governments or anyone else outside discos spend their resources to procure transformers, and transformers being one of the main cost items in distribution, that such cost of procurement and installation, once it is borne by whoever provides it, that the community shall not pay bills until they have fully recovered the cost of installing the transformer. Because as senators, we are not to lament, we are to prevent and protect the consumer. We cannot be part of...
Yes. Distinguished colleagues, the prayer is that any community that provides transformer should not pay bills until the cost of the transformer has been recovered. Any seconder? This is Senator Abo.
Mr. President, my name is Senator Ishiaku Abo. I represent the good people of Adamawa North. Mr. President, I write second the motion as ably moved by distinguished Senator Adams Oshimole that the cost of buying a transformer should be built so that the community should not pay for their bill until they deduct the cost of the transformer there. Thank you.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded. Well, we already have a motion that has been seconded. If you want to move for additional, you can always move. You can bring additional prayer. You can bring additional prayer. Those who are in support of the amendment that the cost of transformers should first be recovered by the communities before payment of electricity bills, say aye. Aye. Those who are against, say nay. The next service. The additional prayer. Okay. Senator Siri.
Mr. President, sir. DSP. The President, sir. Distinguished colleagues. My name is Cyril Fashui, representing the good people of Ekiti North. I have decided to stand up to call this additional prayer to follow the footpath of Senator Abamoro, because since the beginning of this Senate, I've been raising my hands and you have never called me. My additional prayer is taken from the speech of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that says, "Let the poor breathe." Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, let the poor breathe. That is my additional prayer.
You will not call me again.
No, because you know,
Distinguished colleagues, Ambassador, you want to second? No, we have not concluded on the prayer by our brother Cyril. He said his additional prayer is "Let the poor breathe." Senator Mustafa, you want to second that additional prayer?
And that's what the federal government. To the federal government. Let the poor breathe.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my name is Saliu Mustafa, representing Kwara Central. In supporting Senator Cyril Fashui in his additional prayer that the poor should breathe, I believe all he's trying to say is that the discourse. Okay.
So the distinguished colleagues, a motion has been moved for an additional prayer by distinguished Senator Cyril Fashui, who said that I've been recognizing him every day to talk. Senator Fashui, you said that on each sitting day that my eye always catches you? Okay, so it was a mistake today? Anyway, the major thing is that your prayer is that let the poor breathe. And then Senator Mustafa has seconded that the poor should breathe. Those who are in support of the additional prayer that the poor should be allowed to breathe, say aye. And those who are against, say nay. The ayes have it, the poor must be allowed to breathe. Let me thank the mover of the motion for bringing this to the fore. And as a matter of fact, it's such a very serious issue because this goes to the root cause of production. Not just production, it also goes to the root cause of employment. If we have to have employment opportunities, then our industries must function. And then the industries cannot function without electricity. And even the poor households who are made to pay exorbitant bills as a result of estimated billing, I think this must also be brought to an end. So we frown on it, we condemn it, and we think that sanity should be brought into the sector. So what we have done today as a Senate is to suspend any further increase in electricity tariff until all the conditions stipulated in this motion are met. So I want to thank my distinguished colleagues for thinking of the public, because even this motion and the resolutions therefrom are actually ways and means of letting the poor people in Nigeria to breathe. So I thank all of you. Senate Leader.
Mr. President, in view of the fact that most of us are still settling down and there are activities to be done today, I move that all the other items today should be stepped down until the next legislative day.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I wish to second the motion moved by the Leader of the Senate that all other items on the order paper today be suspended and moved to the next legislative day. I so second, Mr. President.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that we step down the other items on the order paper to the next legislative date. Those who are in support of that motion say aye, and those who are against it say nay. The ayes have it. Yes, Senate Leader.
Mr. President, I do move that the Senate adjourn till Wednesday, 26 May 2023 at 11 a.m.
Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to second the motion moved by the Leader of the Senate that the Senate hereby adjourn sitting till tomorrow, Wednesday, 26th of July, 2023 by 11 a.m. I so second.
Just before I put the question, there will be a meeting of the Northern Senators Forum today, 25th July 2023, by 2 p.m. immediately after this Senate session. And it will be in Senate Hearing Room 1. The announcer is distinguished Senator Ishaku Abo. He is the one who wrote here, interim secretary. I'm not the one who says so. So, Senator Abu, you sign as interim secretary. Then also, immediately after the plenary, the Senate leader has informed me to invite all our distinguished colleagues to his book presentation marking his 60 years on earth at the Yaradua Center, taking place about now. So the motion moved and seconded that this Senate do stand adjourned to Wednesday, the 26th day of July at 11 a.m. Those who are in support of the adjournment say aye. Those who are against say nay. The ayes have it.